Welcome to our class today on essential beginner phrases. This is perfect if you're a beginner, A1, A2 level, and if you're an intermediate or advanced, don't worry, I will still challenge you and teach you advanced expressions as we go along. But we'll start with some beginner phrases when you're meeting new people. So, of course, you could say, I don't think we've met. I don't think we've met. So, when you walk into a room and there's someone that you don't recognize and you want to start a conversation with them, you can simply say, I don't think we've met. What's your name? What's your name? So the beginner A1, A2 phrase is, what's your name? What is, as a contraction, what's your name? You can make it sound more intermediate or advanced by adding on this phrase at the beginning. I don't think we've met. What's your name? Now, an alternative is to use the same thing. I don't think we've met. I'm Jennifer. So I'm Jennifer. I'm Jennifer. Now, before just stating your name, you can add on this phrase. And also, instead of asking someone what their name is, you can simply offer your name and then they will naturally tell you their name. I don't think we've met. I'm Jennifer. So you could say this to Cristiano. Of course, I know your name here, but maybe you're talking to someone else. I don't think we've met. I'm Cristiano. And then Mirek will say, oh, hi, Cristiano. Nice to meet you. I'm Mirek. And then the conversation will go. Now, of course, you need this one. What do you do? What do you do? Now, A1, A2, you may think you might ask someone, what is your job? But that's unnatural in English. Native speakers don't use that. We ask, what do you do? Now, you could say for a living, but that is often dropped. So you don't need to. What do you do? Now, this is asking, what is your job without asking that? What do you do? So I could say, hi, Adam. Nice to see you here. What do you do? What do you do? So, Adam, answer the question in the comments. Silviano, answer the question in the comments. So, what do you do? What do you do? Now, I have one option. You could say, I work in customer service. Customer service would be the industry. So you can work in a specific industry. My industry would be education. I work in education. Of course, I am a teacher. I am a teacher. So I am a customer service representative. What is your occupation is grammatically correct, but you will not hear a native speaker ask that because it isn't natural. So the natural phrase is, what do you do? Or the longer phrase, what do you do for a living? What is your occupation is not natural. So we have an answer. What do you do? I'm a student. I'm a student. Exactly. Excellent job. Let's keep going and you can share, what do you do? And you can practice offering your job title or offering your industry and notice how the sentence structure changes as a result. Or how about this? Instead of asking, you can first tell the person what you do. Oh, hi, Mustafa. Nice to meet you. I'm Jennifer. I work in marketing. What about you? So you can offer information before you get information. I work in marketing. So marketing is the field. And that's why we're using in. If you're using a specific job title, I'm a dentist. I'm a marketer. I'm a graphic designer. Maybe those are job titles in the field of marketing. I'm a dentist. What about you? What about you? So that's asking, And what do you do? What about you? What about you? I work at a bank. What about you? Now, you could ask for more specifics. Oh, what type of work do you do? Or what do you do at the bank? You can ask for specifics, absolutely. I work as an English teacher. So I would never say a teacher of English, a teacher of math, a teacher of music. It's a math teacher, an English teacher, a music teacher, a history teacher, a literature teacher. So you say the field before teacher. This sounds unnatural in English. I'm a caregiver. What about you? Exactly. Very nice. All right, everyone. Are you enjoying this lesson? Do you want me to keep teaching you essential phrases starting at the A1-A2 level, but of course, making them more advanced as we go along as well? If you do, put yes, 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 yes in the comments. Make sure you like this lesson and subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson. And of course, I have this free speaking guide for you. In this guide, I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. So you can find the link in the description. And also, if you want to keep learning expressions with me, if you want to keep understanding how natives use English in the real world, not textbook phrases, but real phrases, so you sound natural and you understand natives, you can get that in the Finally Fluent Academy, where you will become my personal student. Now, let's move on. You might ask, if you're at a gathering, at a party, at a networking event, how do you know Alex? How do you know Alex? So maybe Alex is hosting the party. So you assume everyone you talk to knows Alex because you are at Alex's house or Alex's party. How do you know Alex? How do you know Alex? We work together. So you can just give the answer. We work together. We work together. Oh, well, I'm so glad you're enjoying it, Mirik. And here's one. I work at a bank as a loan officer. Loan officer is your title, your job title. You need an article in front of the job title. A loan officer. Woohoo! So glad you're enjoying it. I know him from the bank or our bank. Let's move on and look at some phrases you can use when you're at a restaurant. You can also use these if you're at a cafe or other area as well. So you might ask, is this seat taken? Is this seat taken? So you can use this. Let's imagine you're at a shared table. This is especially common at cafes or at bars, not the most common at restaurants. But if you want to know if you can either sit there in that specific location or if you can take the chair, because it's very possible that there's a table of 4 and you see 3 people and you need one more chair for your table. So you can ask, is this seat taken? And then if not, you can either take the chair or you can sit down yourself. Is this seat taken? Is this seat taken? Is this seat taken? So that's a great one to know. How about this? Do you mind if I sit here? Well, in this case, you're absolutely sitting. You're not taking the chair. Do you mind? Do you mind? So this is a polite way to ask if it is okay. So you're getting permission. Do you mind? Do you mind? Do you mind if I sit here? Do you mind if I sit here? Do you mind if I sit here? So that's a very common one you can absolutely use. You can use this in transportation as well. If you're on a bus or a train and you see an available seat, but there's someone right beside. So if you want to be polite, maybe even at a movie theater, there's lots of different areas. Okay, just remember it's a seat. Sit is the verb. Seat is a thing. It's a noun. It's the base of a chair. And sit is the action of going from a standing to a sitting position. Would you mind my sitting here? That doesn't sound very natural. I'll be honest. It's grammatically correct, but it is not something a native speaker would say. A native speaker wouldn't turn it into a thing. So, my sitting here, you're turning it into a thing. And a native speaker just wouldn't do that. So, I would definitely use what I put on the screen. Do you mind if I sit here? Do you mind if I sit here? Yeah, you could say, is this chair free? Is this chair free? Is this spot available? Yeah, you can use that as well. Have you been here before? So you might ask a friend that you're with. Maybe your friend suggested this restaurant, or you're with a group of people, or you're just making small talk with a stranger as you're waiting for your coffee to be prepared. Have you been here before? Have you been here before? Have you been here before? So notice that present perfect because you're asking about a past action, and then there's an unfinished timeline. Or you can ask that same person if you know your friend has already been here, but you can absolutely ask the restaurant staff, so the server, or if you go up to the counter to order, what do you recommend? What do you recommend? So you're asking which item on the menu is the best. What do you recommend? What do you recommend? Have you ever been here? Exactly. I've been there twice. Yeah. So use there if you're talking about a location where you are not currently. So if you're at the office, but you're going to a restaurant later on, then you can use there. Oh, yeah, I've been there twice. Now, if you're currently at the restaurant, then use here. Have you been here before? Have you ever been here? You can use have you ever been here? Have you been here before? That would be very common as well. Yeah, and you can absolutely use would. What would you recommend? What do you recommend? Same thing. Do you have any specials today? So, there are sometimes items not on the regular menu. Those would be considered specials. Or there is an item on the regular menu, but the price is lower than the menu says. That could also be a special. So a special can be an additional item or a discount on an existing item. Do you have any specials today? Do you have any specials today? Do you have any specials today? So this one you would absolutely be asking the staff of the restaurant. You wouldn't ask your friend this. Let's move on and talk about when you're meeting friends. You can say, it's so great to see you. So here you can say this to other students as well. David, it's so great to see you. So you can use that in any situation. You can use this with family. You don't have to use this with just friends. It's absolutely something you would say to your family. You can use this with basically anyone. But if you use this, you have to have a relationship with that person. So you wouldn't use this if you say, oh, what's your name? You wouldn't say, it's so great to see you when you just meet someone. You would say, it's so great to meet you. So if you're starting a conversation with a stranger, don't use this. Change see to meet. It's so great to meet you. So, what kind of work do you do? What do you do? But with anyone you have a relationship with, it doesn't even have to be a close relationship. It can be someone you just casually know. Then you can absolutely use that. Woohoo! Same to you. Exactly. It's so great to see you. Same to you. You as well. Nice to see you again. Absolutely. You can use that as well. Nice to see you again. And you can add it's so nice to see you again, but you don't need to add it is. So you could just say, so great to see you. It's so great to see you. Exactly. It's so great to see you guys. Absolutely. Or this one, long time no see. Now remember that there are phrases in English where you take a group of words and that group of words has a very specific meaning. So in this case, there's a group of 4 words, long time no see. Do not change these words. So don't change long to something else. Don't change the conjugation of see. Don't add words. Just use these 4 words as an expression. Long time no see. Long time no see. And this represents the fact that you have not seen this person in a long time. Now, you can use this with friends, you can use this with family, you can use this with casual acquaintances as well. But you wouldn't use this with strangers because you don't have a relationship with them. It's so great to see you. How are you? Exactly. Very nice. Yeah, long time no see. How have you been? Yeah, exactly. How have you been? Perfect. That's my next one, which is pretty funny. How have you been? How have you been? So notice the grammar of this is in the present perfect because I want to ask about the past until now. So since the last time I saw you until now, that's the period of time that this expression represents. Because if I ask, how are you? It's now. Today. So they'll probably think about how they feel right now or how the last few hours have been. But if you ask, how have you been? They're going to think back, well, I haven't seen you in 6 months. So I'm going to think about the time period of 6 months. How have you been? How have you been? How was your life? Was isn't the correct verb choice because you're putting it in the past simple for a completed past action. Their life is not a completed past action, hopefully. So don't say that. But you can think of something that represents a completed past action, such as a vacation in the past, a season. So now we're going into summer. We're at the middle end of spring. So winter is in the past. How was your winter? How was your vacation? How was whatever event they had? How was your family reunion? If you know they had a family reunion last week, for example. So long time no see. How was your winter? Yeah, exactly. So you can think of instead of vacation, you can think of a specific, how was your trip to Italy? Exactly. Now you can also ask, so if you're seeing a friend you have not seen in a period of time, that can be a long period of time or a short period of time. So it might be months or it might even just be a week. But you can ask, how's the renovation going? Now, how's something going? So the something represents a project or an event and is in progress. It's in progress because I'm using it in the present continuous. How is it going now? Now, if it's in the past, the renovation is done, then you would say, how did the renovation go? How did the renovation go? So you use this for a project in progress. A renovation is if I wanted to put a window behind me and then I wanted to put some shelves up and I wanted to change the paint and I wanted to put different flooring. It doesn't have to be all of that, but some of that represents a renovation. So a renovation is when you make structural changes to your house. That would be a renovation. Now let's move on and learn some phrases to talk about summer because, like I said, in North America, we're at the end of spring and it feels like summer. So that's what people are talking about in North America. So you can ask because summer has not technically started or we're at the very beginning. You're going to ask about the duration of summer. What are you up to this summer? What are you up to this summer? So this is asking about plans. What are you doing this summer? What do you have planned this summer? What are you up to this summer? So why don't you answer this? And if it isn't summer in your country, well, then just change it for whatever time of year we're in right now. So, what are you up to this summer or whatever the time of year is? What are you up to? What are you doing? What do you have planned? Now, you can ask very specifically, do you have any vacations planned? So, do you have any vacations planned? So, I'm asking if you are going to go somewhere this summer for a weekend, for a week, for a month. It can be a short period of time, it can be a longer period of time. Do you have any vacations planned? Now, I'm using vacations in the plural, it's not required. You can absolutely say, do you have a vacation planned? So, speaking about it in a singular. But it's very common for people to have multiple vacations in summer because people go on a lot of smaller trips just for a weekend and then also longer trips as well. So it is very common to use this in a plural in North America in the summer. Do you have any vacations planned? Are you taking any time off? Okay. So, are you taking, because you're talking about a future action, because you haven't done this yet. Now, if you take time off, it means that you are not going to work on days when you would normally work, and you're doing this as vacation time. So, usually in North America, employees get a certain number of vacation days and they can use that time. Now, that those vacation days can be paid, they can also be unpaid depending on the employment agreement you have. Are you taking any time off? So, it's very common for people to take time off in summer. Of course, any time of year, but summer is when vacations are the most plentiful. So, absolutely, I planned to visit Italy in the summer. I wouldn't put planned in the past simple because it sounds like it might not happen. So, I would say, absolutely, we're going to Italy this summer, or we planned a trip to Italy this summer. So you could potentially, but just keep in mind that you might just say, we're going to Italy. So you can give some information about what you're doing. We're spending a week at the beach in July. So if the question was, do you have any vacations planned? Then you can say, oh, yeah, we're spending a week at the beach in July. Now, at the beach is not clear where, so you would have to ask a follow-up question. Oh, which beach? Or you might assume it's a specific beach that's very popular in your area, and you could say, "Oh, this beach," and then you would say the name of the beach, and then they could correct you and say, "Oh no, actually we're going somewhere else." Or, "Yeah, that's the one." So we're spending a week at the beach in July. So just like when I gave some feedback to this student and said, we're going to Italy this summer, you could also say, we're spending a week in Italy this summer, or you can say, we're spending time in Italy this summer. So you can spend a specific period, a week, a month, 2 weeks, a long weekend, or you can just spend time. We're spending some time at the beach in July. Okay, so we're spending a week at the beach in July. So this means we're going to the beach for 1 week in July. I'm going to a cool place for several days this summer. Yeah, if you use this summer, you don't use in. So I'm going to a cool place for several days this summer, no in. And you can absolutely just use an adjective to describe the place, a cool place, a new place, a trendy place, a hot place, a cold place, whatever it might be. I'm going to a cool place for several days this summer. Oh, sounds good. Which beach is it? You wouldn't use was because this is in the future. So using was doesn't match the time reference. And then your word order is incorrect. Oh, sounds good. Which beach is it? Which beach is it? Which beach are you going to? Which beach is it? I'm taking some time off. You don't to get spa? No. To get a massage, to get a facial. Those are treatments available, but you go to the spa. I'm taking some time off to go to the spa. To go to the spa. Just like you go to the gym, you go to the movies, you go to the grocery store, you go to the mall. The spa is a specific location. The services you receive, you get. So I'm getting a massage at the spa. I'm getting a facial at the spa. I'm getting my nails done at the spa. So I'm taking some time off to go to the spa. Mm. They're spending a month in New York in August. Absolutely. Very nice. They're spending time a month in location in New York in and then month in August. Yeah, very nicely done. They're spending a month in New York in August. And then you can give more information about what they're going to see or what they're going to do. I plan to see the air show on the Long Island beach. Wonderful. That sounds like a great plan. We're spending our time at the lake in July. Lovely. It sounds like a wonderful way to spend time. Now I'm sitting in a cafe drinking tea. So you need an article in front of cafe. A cafe, the cafe, my cafe is possible. Now I'm sitting in a cafe drinking tea. I use a because it's just any cafe. It's not a specific one because we don't know what area you're in. So it doesn't make too much sense to use the because it would have to be specific, but it's just a general cafe. Now I'm sitting in a cafe drinking tea. Wonderful. Mm. How about this? We're going on a 7-day cruise. Ooh. So you go on a cruise. You go on vacation. We're going on a 7-day cruise. 7-day describes the cruise. So it's the length of time. It functions as an adjective. You could absolutely say, we're going on a cruise for 7 days. So in that case, let me just write this. We're going on a cruise for 7 days. So in this case, this is a time period. So because it's more than one, you add an S to days, 7 days. But in my example, 7-day cruise, that functions as an adjective, and adjectives don't have singular plural forms, which is why you don't have a plural on day. Okay, so you could say we're going on a 14-day vacation to Italy. So you don't have to use cruise. No, a cruise is a vacation on a boat. So a cruise is a giant ship. Like just think of the Titanic, okay? And then you are on the boat, you sleep on the boat, but they call it a ship because it's massive, right? So they call big boats ships, a cruise ship. So you're on a ship and you have dinner on the ship, you sleep on the ship, there's entertainment on the ship, but you generally leave the ship during the day to go to different beaches or to go to different places as well. I have personally never been on a cruise. Have you? Have you been on a cruise? And I'm asking anyone, has anyone been on a cruise? So you can notice I use the verb be to talk about experience. Have you been on a cruise? I could also use the verb go. Have you gone on a cruise? She's going on a 4-week trip. Absolutely, you've got it. Monsoon has never been on a cruise. Exactly. Cruise ship, or you can just call it a ship. Never been on a cruise. I don't trust the ocean. Never been on a cruise. Now let's review some phrases when you're offering help. Never been on the cruise. We need to find someone who has been on a cruise. Someone must have been on a cruise before. What? Really? We need someone. All right. Never been on. I don't know, because if you say on a boat, it just means any boat. So you would say cruise to represent the style of trip I explained. Never been on a cruise. I wish I could go on a cruise. Okay, so Monsoon has the desire to go on a cruise. I'm torn. I'm torn. Do you know that expression? It means sometimes I want to go on a cruise. It sounds fun. I've heard positive things from people who have been on cruises. But on the other hand, I don't know if I want to go on a cruise because I don't know, like that one student said, I don't know if I want to be surrounded by water, not be on land, to sleep on a boat, to eat on a boat. So I'm torn. Okay, let's move on. I can help you with that because remember, so can you help me? This is requesting help, but I'm offering help, offering. Okay, yes. So Ariel has been on a ferry between Manhattan and Staten Island. Awesome. I have done the same ferry myself. I like ferries, they're fun. One day I would go on a cruise. I'm glad to hear that. So, how may I help you is offering help because you're asking for ways. So good job. You can absolutely use that. How may I help you? This is generally a customer service is very formal. If you call a customer support line, how may I help you? How may I help you? Thank you for calling. How may I help you? So it sounds very formal. Or if you go up to a service desk in a store, how are you today? Oh, how may I help you? So let's review some more natural phrases in an everyday context. I can help you with that because you're offering. So if you see a coworker carrying some heavy boxes or a coworker who just has a giant pile of papers on their desk representing all the work they need to do and you're not very busy, I can help you with that. Do you want me to file some of those? Or I can help you move some of those, whatever it is. I can help you with that. So that represents the task, which based on the context would be obvious. I can help you with that. Do you need any assistance? You can use that. Just know assistant sounds quite formal. I wouldn't use this with coworkers or friends. I would use this if I were a customer service representative and it's my job to provide assistance to my clients. Now you're talking like a native. Need some help? Now, it's more common to use any in a question form. Need any help? Do you need any help? Now, some is more common in statement form. I need some help. I need some help. Do you need any help? I don't need any help. So we use any with question and negative, and we use some with positive statement. I could translate that for you. Yeah. So you're offering assistance. I could translate that for you. So instead of just with that, whatever that is, you're being very specific. I love this. Good job. I could translate that for you. So for you, because I'm doing it on your behalf. Or you can say, that bag looks heavy. Please let me. Please let me. So let me, allow me is a little more formal version. Let me is a more everyday version. So you use that to say, I will do it. So if I'm getting out of an Uber or a taxi, the driver might say, oh, let me, let me. So let me help you with your bags. Let me take your bags out of the trunk and put them on your doorstep. Let me, let me. Please let me. Please allow me. Allow me is more formal. So you can make a statement, oh, that bag looks heavy. Please let me. So if you're standing at the airport carousel where the luggage comes down and there's someone who looks like they need assistance, you can say that and then take the bag off the belt for them. So that's a good one to have in your vocabulary. Please let me. Please allow me. Oh, or you can make a general statement. I'm always happy to help. I'm always happy to help. So I'm happy to help. And then you can just add always to make it sound stronger. It's your adverb of frequency. I'm always happy to help. So you can absolutely use this expression after you offer specific help. I can solve this problem for you. I'm always happy to help. Or maybe you use this as a reply to the person saying, "Oh, no, no, you don't need to," or, "Oh, no, it's okay. I can do it myself." You say, "I'm always happy to help." So, as a way to let them know. Or this is a very common one, it's no trouble at all. So if someone tries to make it sound like it's a big deal, like, "Oh, but you're taking so much time. I know you're busy. I don't want to I don't want to interrupt. I don't want to take your time. I don't want to be an inconvenience." And then you can say, "It's no trouble at all. It's no trouble at all. It's no trouble at all." And then you can even combine it with this one. "It's no trouble at all. I'm always happy to help." So that would be a great thing to say to someone if they try to resist your help, which is very common for people to do, to resist help. So then you can just say that. "It's no trouble at all." Or, "I can take care of that for you." So if you take care of something, whatever that something is, maybe it's solving a problem, maybe it's filing the papers, maybe it's moving heavy boxes. You're taking responsibility for that task. So the task now becomes yours. "I can take care of that for you. I can take care of that for you. It's no problem for me. It's no problem for me." Yeah, you can say that. It's I would say probably it's no problem at all would be more common. Grammatically, it's correct, but I would stick with at all. But you can absolutely replace trouble with problem. "I can take care of that for you. I can look after that for you," because you have to look after something. So the phrase requires an object, the object being that. That represents a noun. "I can take care of moving those boxes," or "I can take care of those boxes for you." Or now let's move on to asking for help. So we just reviewed offering help. So now asking for help. "Do you have a sec?" So before you ask someone for a specific task, you can use this phrase just to confirm that they're available in this exact moment. "Do you have a sec? Do you have a sec?" And of course, sec is short for second, which represents a small amount of time. "Do you have a sec? Do you have a sec?" And then if they confirm, "Yeah, what do you need?" "Yeah, what's up?" Then you say, "Oh, can you help me move these boxes?" Or, "Oh, can you help me update my computer?" Or whatever it is. "Do you have a sec? Do you have a sec?" Yeah, do you have a moment? You can use moment, minute, second, or sec. Now, of course, 1 second is 1, 2. That was 1 second. So it doesn't actually represent 1 second, which is like that. It just represents a small amount of time. So just keep that in mind. Same with minute or moment. Do you have a minute? Do you have a moment? Do you have a second? Second is extremely common, and native speakers often will shorten it to sec. Do you have a sec? But we don't do that with moment or minute. We don't say, "Do you have a min? Do you have a mom?" We don't do that. Yeah, it's no problem. It's no trouble. It's no, yeah. So you can say it's no problem at all. It's no trouble at all. Or you can just drop the at all and say it's no problem. It's no trouble. You can say that. Are you busy? So instead of asking someone if they have available time, you can just use a different expression. Are you busy? To be busy, okay? To be, which is why it's are. Are you busy? Are you busy? Well, you have the right number of words, but in the wrong order for just one word. Do you have time for a meeting? So, time doesn't take an article, but meeting does. Do you have time for a meeting? It's not your favor, it's a favor. I need a favor. Are you busy? Are you busy? Are you free this weekend? Are you free this weekend? So maybe the task you have will take place over the weekend. If you're renovating, if you're moving, if you're fixing, or there's some event during the weekend. Are you free this weekend? And then you can see if they can help you with whatever task that you need that takes place over the weekend. Are you free this weekend? Now, you don't have to use this weekend. Are you free tonight? Are you free this afternoon? Are you free at 2 o'clock, for example? Can you help me move the printer? So, of course, can you help me do something? So, notice the base verb. Can you help me move the printer? So, this is the task. I need to move the printer. I can't do it myself, it's too heavy. Can you help me? Can you help me move the printer? So remember, when you use this, it replaces the preposition. Are you available this weekend? I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Do you mind showing me? Do you mind doing something? Do you mind showing me how to install the new software? So, how to do something. Do you mind showing me how to install the new software? We already had this one. This is from a different slide, so I'll just move on. Oh, same with this one. Sorry. And that's it. We had some duplicates at the end, but that's it, everyone. So, again, remember, you can get this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. So, you can find the link in the description or just go to my website and you'll see it right there. And if you want to keep improving your vocabulary, improve your grammar, learn natural pronunciation, and get my personal support, I'm going to be honest, there were a lot of mistakes in the chat, some very basic, some that surprised me. So, if you want to make sure you're actually using correct grammar and correct English, then you can get that support in the Finally Fluent Academy. And if you enjoyed this lesson, make sure you put yes, yes, yes in the comments. Yes, yes, yes. And like this lesson as well. Subscribe so you're notified every time I go live, every time I post a new lesson as well. And so you can be part of the community. So put that in the comments. I am so glad you enjoyed the class. Thank you so much for your support. Woohoo. I am so glad, everyone. All right. Woohoo! So glad you enjoyed the lesson, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see all of you in my next one. Bye.